Bagpipe Hymn a Day, day 63. The tune has an unusual name, TOPLADY, but the hymn itself has a very familiar name, Rock of Ages. Thomas Hastings, 1830, and according to what I read online, it's TOPLADY has been published in 565 different hymnals, published hymnals, over the last 20 or 30 years. So it's a widely known tune, a widely known hymn. The issue, different, because we're now on the tunes that don't quite fit under the ordinary bagpipe scale, and they have different issues. And this tune's issue is that there's a couple of appearances, all the notes fit the bagpipe scale except two. And there's two appearances of a low F sharp. Now the lowest note you have is a low G. And this requires one note lower than that, which would be this. So there's your A, your G, and there's your F, but you don't have the one below that. And so I actually give in the sheet music, which is on Bagpipe Hymn a Day on Facebook, I actually give 4 different arrangements of this, and leave it up to the piper or what they want to go with as far as which arrangement. And maybe the simplest solution was suggested by somebody, a respondent to my hymns on Facebook, saying that low note, that low F sharp, you can just remove that note. And where it goes from low A down to low F sharp, you can just play a long low A and leave out that low F sharp. And that works actually very elegantly. And here we go. It would sound like this. Very nice. Another thing you can do is play the low F. In that case, if you're doing it on choir and organ, they're going to go down to the low F sharp. You're holding on A. It's a third. You're going to be good. Because I think they stay in that same chord there, which would be a written D major chord. So we're sounding E flat major because the bagpipes are a transposing instrument. So what we call A, what bagpipers call A is actually B flat. What we call D is actually E flat, etc. So you have to be aware of that. But when I'm talking about notes, I'm usually talking about the written pitches, so you have to realize it's transposing for the sounding pitches. The other thing to do if you want to play all the notes, correct notes, is you have to play that F an octave up because you don't have the low F. And that would go like this. Now I, myself, even though it's not a note in there, I think it's smoother if you put a little passing tone in there. So go. You can go. I don't know, just when you're playing it solo, it's kind of nice to have that little linking note to smooth over the phrase. Now, there's something that violinists do called Scordatura. And Scordatura is you detune one or more of the strings of the violin. And so when you use normal fingering, you're not getting normal notes. And so Scordatura they will have it written out saying finger as follows. You finger this. And then the other score will say sounds as follows to let you know the actual sounds that are emanating out of your violin. And you can do that with bagpipes. And this is going to sound strange, but it can be done and it can be very effective. Is your lowest note is G, but what we need is a note below that, the low F sharp. So then we have this wonderful thing called tape, and on the bagpipes, and on this practice chanter, but on the bagpipes themselves, you have these two little holes. Somebody told me once the devil plays those. I don't know about that, but two holes that you don't finger. So on this practice chanter, anyhow, I can cover up one, I can cover up both of them with a piece of tape. And now, when I finger low G, the note that actually comes out is low F sharp. So here's your F. And it works, that kind of Scordatura thing works in tunes where you need that low F sharp, but the melody doesn't also have a low G, because obviously if you've rigged it up so when you finger low G, which is putting your little finger down, you get low F sharp, well, you don't have low G available to you anymore. But in this tune, it works fine. So here is, and it's the only way that you can play every note of the correct tune on the bagpipes using ordinary fingering. It's by taping over those vent holes.